All right. What's going on? My name is Chris Huckes, and this is your Best Life Defined. Feeling good today. Yesterday sucked. Yesterday it was -10. I woke up to frozen water lines. I spent $186 on a heated water hose, a 25-foot heated water hose that decided to go out on the coldest night I think I've ever spent in our fifth wheel. -10. Not to be outdone, my truck, the battery on my truck said, well, I guess if the hose can freeze, I can just die too. So I got up to a dead battery on my diesel. I'm living my dream though, right? Living my dream. Yep, that's right. Living my dream. How about you? You living your dream? As it turns out, I keep selling you this, keep giving you this idea that my life is perfect or that this is how you live your best life. But I never said in any of that there isn't going to be struggle, right? There isn't going to be these moments in your life when you're grinding it out and you know you're on the right path and you're feeling the energy, and then life jumps in and says, oh, whoa, 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 let me slow you down a little bit. That's really what we're talking about here. So what happens in a lot of occasions, what happens is there's two choices to be made. There are those of us who say, okay, life kicked me in the groin, right? I'm hunked over, guts are hurting, right? And they just lay there on the floor and they don't do anything. And then there's those of us who get up and say, okay, that sucked. I won't let that happen again. I'll try not to let that happen again. And it's not fun. It's not fun. I wake up every day and I have a list of things I do on top of the list of things I have to do, just like you. I face a struggle every day to be what I want to be, to become what I'm trying to become, right? And so do you. The only difference between these two situations is the fact that in your case, you're struggling for what you already have. You're struggling because of what you have become. I get it. I get it. The reason a lot of us choose not to take action, change something about our life isn't actually as much of a choice as it's just simply not available. Think about anything in your life you'd like to change, something significant in your life. You'd like to be debt-free. Can you actually fathom or imagine the amount of effort it's going to take to accomplish that goal? I mean, you owe, what, $300,000? A mortgage, 2 car payments, credit cards. And I don't know where all the money's coming from for all these expensive houses, but I don't see anybody getting raises in a downturned economy. I mean, how many jobs have we lost? It isn't like employers have to be dangling the carrot to get workers because there isn't really enough work for all of us anyway, right? And for those of us who have decided, hey, listen, I'm going to just make the best of it. Life has handed us a curveball. Life has thrown us a curveball. We're not exactly where we want to be. What do we do about it? We sit still and do nothing, or we take the opportunity to make success out of failures, make success out of what life has handed us, right? You look at anybody, look at anyone in your life, anyone you know, anyone you've seen, anyone you admire who has achieved immense greatness and from any perspective. It doesn't matter what it is. I think Renee Brown is the most amazing person I've ever met when it comes to relationships. And I guess I'm a little biased. It's because her book, The Power of Vulnerability, changed my life. It changed my relationship with my children and with other people, with my wife. But her success was earned. It was worked for. She showed up every day and she said, I've got this idea about something, this idea about shame and why we react the way we do. And I'm going to study it and I'm going to ask questions about it until I can figure it out. And then I'm going to share what I learn with the rest of the world. It was a struggle. It continues to be a struggle to balance speaking engagements with her podcast and the next book and growing this brand and this, which is rightfully so. I applaud the fact that she is doing what she's doing because her success is indicative of people who do what other people value. I'm not there yet. I don't have 1 million followers. I don't have 1 million subscribers on my podcast or my YouTube channel. But I've got a lot of things going on, and the mistake I don't want to make is I don't want to jump into this to such a degree that I compromise the rest of my life. Imagine if I did this 100% of the time. If I didn't get to go hang out and hike or walk or do all the things that we do amid this struggle right here. It would turn into work. Now, if the tables were turned, let's just say that I'm in the position to where I am in debt. My employment, I'm not making enough money. There are things about my life that need to be corrected. Your success is only determined by the amount of effort you're willing to put into it. Part of the reason I approach this the way I do is simply because I have two obligations right now that have to be addressed every day, or actually three. I have to work out every day. I have to do something physical every day. I have to complete a podcast, and I have to work on my book. That's my job. Sandy, she laughs at me because I got to get on my job. She goes, that ain't your job. You haven't made a dime on it. Which she's right. I don't make any money for all this effort. I just show up every day and I figure, you know what? You give good, you get good. That's the whole premise for why I keep showing up. But my point here is success is not fun. Success is not this champagne dinners and everybody loves me. Look at people like Chuck Liddell or Sidney Cummings or Randy Couture, old MMA fighters. They set the standard for what MMA is today, right? They set the standard for how that thing has evolved. And you know, yes, Randy Couture's name, if you know anything about MMA, you know who Randy is, right? But it wasn't a walk in the park for him to achieve that kind of a success. He had to get punched and kicked a lot, right? He did a lot of punching and kicking too, right? Because that's how it works. That's how you get to that level of success. Think about Oprah Winfrey. I posted something on my social media page here a few weeks back about she was 23. She got fired from her first broadcasting gig. Can you imagine the manager who's looking back now, if he's still alive, and is looking like, wow, what a dumbass I was, right? Success isn't fun. Sylvester Stallone, Rocky. I don't even know how many times, hundreds of times, he submitted the script to Rocky and no one wanted to take it. Everybody thought it was a crazy idea. And look what he did with it. Look at the empire he built. Can you imagine the early years of Lucasfilms? My God, he's like, you're going to do what? Yeah, we're going to do this big Star Wars thing. Oh, and who wants to spaceships and all that? Oh, yeah. No, that's crazy. You're not going to be able to do that, right? There's just too much to it, right? Too much to learn. Was he having fun all the time? No, I don't imagine so. But he got it done, right? I don't know exactly how this information is supposed to fit in your life. I know that when I wake up every day and I think about, okay, what can I say that is going to affect change? I think what it comes down to is my whole plan here isn't to tell you what to do. My plan is to get you thinking about what you can do. And these are just ideas. Accept the fact that you're going to go after something big, and accept the fact that just like you're doing right now, you will struggle to get where you want to be, to get to that new goal. It's going to suck. But your life sucks anyway, right? Let's be honest. It's not great waking up at 5 in the morning and dragging your butt out of bed, grabbing coffee, fighting traffic to do what you do. And even if you're fortunate enough to be working at home, you're sitting there and you have to log in, and then the internet's running slow and things aren't going right and your head hurts. And the biggest thing, it's really hard to find self-motivation to get that ball rolling. Seen a thing on the news today about kids struggling because they're not in a formal learning environment. Guess what? Success isn't fun. And the world handed us something that we don't have any control over. And the only thing we can do about it is to adapt, to evolve, so that we find ways to be successful in this new environment, right? And it's not going to be fun. But depending on the goal, the outcome is going to be great. And if I keep to the story that I keep telling myself, I tell you what, I'm going to be world famous. There are going to be people who go, who the hell? Oh, you see Chris Hawkins? Yeah, I knew he was going to make it. And then other people will be saying, well, I didn't think he'd make it. I thought he'd quit. Is it real? In my mind, it is, right? And when it really comes down to it, whatever it takes for you to take that action, that's the ticket. What does it take for you to wake up and say, okay, among all the things I have to do, this thing I will do because I want to see the success that comes from that action. The cool part of it is you're already doing everything you're doing. It ain't like it takes a whole lot of brain power to figure out what your day is going to look like and to accomplish those goals. Imagine what it would be like if you had one thing that was cool as hell that you were like, yeah, okay, maybe not. Yeah, okay, maybe not. Yeah, right? And then do it. Go after it. I just met a guy. I was walking, and he's part of the Fine Arts Center. He's a musician, and he does his own type of video stuff. Well, next thing you know, we're talking about getting together once in a while to play music because I love to learn and I love music, right? And will I be successful at it? Maybe not at first. Maybe not at first. Maybe at first I'm going to sit down there, I'm going to think, oh man, he knows way more than I do. Oh crap. I'm the idiot here, right? But eventually I will overcome that. Eventually I will overcome that. I went out the other day and I'm trying to master my spinning kicks from my karate days, and it's tough. I'm 59 years old. It's tough. I'm not as flexible. I have lost a lot of that muscle memory, so I'm trying to work with it. And I look like a clown sometimes. I'm over there trying to put a series of kicks together and I'm falling all over myself. Don't necessarily look like a ninja. It sucks. But all I can keep thinking to myself is, well, eventually I will do enough of these kicks that my body will actually take over. It will figure it out. I will put all the right combinations together, and the next thing you know, I'm going to be successful. If you're looking for the true reward in the struggle of your success, it comes down to what you pick. I get it. There are people out there looking at this podcast. He keeps showing up. Oh my God, there he is again. He's doing this. That commercial sucked. That ad sucked. His videos sucked. Too loud, right? Too over the top. Always saying the same thing. I'm okay with that. Because I see down the road eventually, if I do this long enough, someone's going to say, hey, you know what? I think he's got a point there. He's making a really good point. Why don't we talk to him? Let's see how we can. Oh, wow, here's an idea. Let's see how if maybe we could combine our effort to take what he's already packaged, to take this library of information he's already put together, and let's do something with it. What do you think we could do with it? I mean, I've got enough video and audio of me telling stories and sharing my ideas about life. There has to be someone out there that's going to pick it up. Did it happen today? No, I'm still the same guy as I was yesterday. Still have the same thing. Still have about the same circle of friends and the followers. It's growing a little bit. I'm gaining, right? It's not fun all the time. But living your best life, that is having access to more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. It's a constant evolution. It's not a, okay, hit and run. It is a, okay, this works, showing up every day, doing the walk and talk in preparation for these podcasts. It works for me. So I've got this system. The struggle to put videos and podcasts together in a consistent manner. I fought it at first. I think I have that figured out now. And that's how success works. And eventually this package will be put together and someone is going to say, you know, I think he's right. I think he's got a point there. But he delivers the message real well. So let's bring it to you. Let me ask you the question. This is where I put you on the hot seat. What are you working on right now that will give you success, specific success in a specific amount of time? I don't know. I figure I did 365. That's my goal. 365 consecutive podcasts. And even when I think, God, I'm not going to do it, guess what I do? I show up and I go through the process and I muster up the energy to say, okay, hey, what's up? Try and bring my best to you even when I'm not feeling my best, because how do you achieve success? You continue to push forward even when it's tough. In fact, that's the most important time to push forward. Success isn't fun. That's why most of us can only achieve what everyone else has already done. I mean, think about your life, and I'm not criticizing. It doesn't matter to me what you own or what your life looks like. The question I'm asking you to think about is, are you still moving forward in a positive direction? And some people say, well, yeah, I'm working every day to pay my house off. In 30 years, I'll be debt free. I don't think that's enough. That's not enough. You're not doing quite enough to actually affect change that you're going to be able to see anytime soon. Now, where does that come from? That finding that drive to be successful at something? You have to pick something you love. That's part of the reason we don't actually walk around with smiles on our faces, because the dog walkers are pouring concrete and the sandwich makers are working in flower shops. See, because the package is sold to us in such a fashion and in such a manner that the only thing we need is money. We don't actually want to make a connection with that effort to who we are. I mean, God forbid we should spend our life doing things that are connected to what inspires us. And no, what I'm not saying is, I'm not saying that every day I wake up, my tail's wagging, everything's good, I don't have emotional issues or things are perfect all the time. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that there are more of those opportunities that happen every day because of what I've chosen. Sure, I had to do a podcast today. I have to do a podcast tomorrow. Does it get in my way sometimes? Yeah. Do I get in its way sometimes? Yeah. I want success. I'm going after something. I don't know what this whole thing is going to be, but I know if I don't show up every day, it's going to be done, right? If I don't continue to show up every day, I know that there's no way for me to tell how this story ends. So now it's your turn. Now it's your turn for you to wake up tomorrow morning and say, okay, what am I going to take care of? What action am I going to take to achieve success in some specific direction? It can be in your relationship. It can be in your finances. It can be in your life, how your life is organized. If you chose it and it's not clean, you're not taking care of your business, then take care of your business. Even if you don't love housework, you invested, you bought it. And some people say, well, that's not important. Well, yes, it is important, because the ability to overcome major hurdles is a conditioning issue. It is about endurance. It's about taking care of those things, not because you love it, not because it's important to you, but because you committed yourself to it and it's what came with the package. I think that's one of the reasons that I've kind of been able just to push into any direction I choose and to actually do really well at it. And I think, thank God, someone told me, hey, Chris, I think you're a talker. Hell yeah, I think you're right. That's really what success is all about. And it comes from doing the crap you have to do to get to where you want to be. So I hope I've motivated you. I'm kind of just stepping out of it. I don't know if you're picking up on the fact that I've gotten past all the concern about what anyone thinks about what I'm doing, because I guarantee there's not too many people who have completed what I've completed. And the reason I do that is to demonstrate to you that it can be done, that this is how you win. And it's not fun, but this is how success is achieved. Now it's your turn. Take a look at who you are. Take a look at where you are. Ask yourself some questions about what you would like to change in your life for the better, based on you, based on what fires your rocket, what puts fuel in your tank, and then go for it. And you'll be amazed at how great things get. So I'll keep showing up. I appreciate you showing up. Don't forget the kindness. And as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.